Slack and sleeping senses must be addressed with thunder and heavenly fireworks. But the voice of beauty speaks gently. It creeps only into the most awakened souls. Gently trembled and laughed my shield today. That is the holy laughter and tremor of beauty. About you, the virtuous, my beauty laughed today, and thus its voice came to me. They still want to be paid. You who are virtuous still want to be paid. Do you want rewards for virtue and heaven for earth and the eternal for your today? And now are you angry with me because I teach that there is no reward and paymaster? And verily, I do not even teach that virtue is its own reward. Alas, that is my sorrow. They have lied reward and punishment into the foundation of things, and now also into the foundation of your souls, you who are virtuous. But like the boar's snout, my words shall tear open the foundation of your souls. A plowshare will I be to you. All the secrets of your foundation shall come to light, and when you lie uprooted and broken in the sun, then will your lies also be separated from your truths. For this is your truth. You are too pure for the filth of the words, revenge, punishment, reward, retribution. You have your virtue. You love your virtue as a mother her child, but when has a mother ever wished to be paid for her love? Your virtue is what is dearest to you. The thirst of the ring lives in you. Every ring strives and turns to reach itself again. And like a dying star is every work of your virtue. Its light is always still on its way, and it wanders. And when will it no longer be on its way? Thus the light of your virtue is still on its way, even when the work has been done. Though it be forgotten and dead, the ray of its light still lives and wanders. That your virtue is yourself and not something foreign, a skin, a cloak. That is the truth from the foundation of your souls, you who are virtuous. Yet there are those for whom virtue is the spasm under the scourge, and you have listened to their clamor too much. And there are others who call it virtue when their vices grow lazy, and when their hatred and jealousy stretch their limbs for once, then their justice comes to life and rubs its sleepy eyes. And there are others who are drawn downward that their devils draw them. But the more they sink, the more fervently glow their eyes and their lust for their God. Alas, their clamor too has reached your ears, you who are virtuous. What I am not, that to me are God and virtue. And there are others who come along, heavy and creaking like carts carrying stones downhill. They talk much of dignity and virtue. They call their break virtue. And there are others who are like cheap clocks that must be wound. They tick and they want the tick-tock to be called virtue. Verily, I have my pleasure in these. Wherever I find such clocks, I shall wind and wound them with my mockery, and they shall whir for me. And others are proud of their handful of justice and commit outrages against all things for its sake, till the world is drowned in their injustice. Oh, how ill the word virtue comes out of their mouths. And when they say, I am just, it always sounds like, I am just revenged. With their virtue they want to scratch out the eyes of their enemies, and they exalt themselves only to humble others. And then again there are such as sit in their swamp and speak thus out of the reeds. Virtue, that is sitting still in a swamp. We bite no one and avoid those who want to bite, and in all things we hold the opinion that is given to us. And then again there are such as love gestures and think that virtue is some kind of gesture. Their knees always adore, and their hands are hymns to virtue, but their heart knows nothing about it. And then again there are such as consider it virtue to say, virtue is necessary, but at bottom they believe only that the police is necessary. And some who cannot see what is high in man call it virtue that they see all too closely what is low in man. Thus they call their evil eye virtue. And some want to be edified and elevated, and they call that virtue, while others want to be bowled over, and they call that virtue too. And thus almost all believe that they have a share in virtue, and at the very least everyone wants to be an expert on good and evil. Yet Zarathustra did not come to say to all these liars and fools, what do you know of virtue? What could you know of virtue? Rather that you, my friends, might grow weary of the old words you have learned from fools and liars. Weary of the words reward, retribution, punishment, and revenge and justice. Weary of saying what makes an act good is that it is unselfish. Oh, my friends, that yourself be in your deed as the mother is in her child. Let that be your word concerning virtue. Verily, I may have taken 100 words from you and the dearest toys of your virtue, and now you are angry with me, as children are angry. They played by the sea, and a wave came and carried off their toy to the depths. Now they are crying. But the same wave shall bring them new toys, and shower new colorful shells before them. Thus they will be comforted, and like them, you too, my friends, shall have your comfortings, and new colorful shells. Thus spoke Zarathustra.